Ladies and gentlemen, can I call to order, please? I'd like to welcome everybody to this meeting of Council tonight. This meeting will be live streamed and recorded, and the voices and images of those participating in the meeting and in the gallery may be captured as a part of this recording. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting and pay our respects to their elders past and present. As councillors, I'll say as councillors, you have all taken the oath to carry out your duties in the best interest and the people of Indigo Shire, and to do this in a fair and impartial manner. You're all committed to exercising the council's power and functions to the best of your abilities, skills and judgment. Do we have any apologies or leave of absence? Nil. Do we have any declarations of conflict of interest? Nil. Okay, I'll go to the first item, 5.1, and just briefly just to summarise why I'm here talking and not somebody else. As in conjunction with local law, the mayor of the day ceased to be mayor this morning at 6 a.m. Tonight we have a meeting to elect a new mayor, deputy mayor and members to committees and so on. And the meeting procedure is that I kick the meeting off. We then call for a temporary chairperson, and that's voted on. And the temporary chairperson's role then is to conduct the election of a new mayor for the next year ahead. And then once that election is held, then the new mayor will then take over the chair of the meeting. So can I call for nominations for the person to play the role of temporary chairperson, please? Councillor Shepherd.
I'd like to nominate Councillor James Trenery.
I'm happy to second that, CEO.
Okay, anyone against that? Carried. Any other nominations? Sorry, carried. Mr. Councillor Trenery, come forth please and take over the role of chair.
First of all, I'd like to ask the current mayor if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Temporary Mayor. The highlights of my term have been all about advocacy and relationships. You all get the weekly update, so you are aware of my advocacy and relationship building. The weekly update has been a major method of me communicating and engaging with the community. Some of the advocacy has been aged care providers, ambulance response times, Lake Moodamere and water issues, the dairy industry, planning issues, tourism opportunities, and police resources. Also advocating to DWELP and Heritage Victoria, just to name a few. I have had face-to-face meetings with Cathy McGowan, Helen Haynes, Bridget McKenzie, Jenny McCarkis, Jacqueline Symes, Tim Quilty, Tanya Maxwell, Adam Somyurak, Bill Tilley and Roma Bricknell, as well as the Minister's Chief of Staff and Senior Advisors. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my Deputy Mayor, Councillor Murdoch, and the CEO, which has been a great year. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, former Mayor at this stage. It's a thankless task in a lot of occasions being Mayor, and it's obviously have done a shift in it, and it's difficult and it's time consuming and it's 24/7. You're always the Mayor, regardless of where you are or what you're doing. So congratulations on the last 12 months. Thank you. I'll now call for nominations for the position of Mayor. I'd like to probably nominate first Bernard Gaffney from the chair.
I'd like to thank you, but I decline the nomination.
Are there any other nominations? Councillor Murdoch?
Jenny O'Connor.
Councillor Connor, do you accept?
I do accept that nomination, and thank you, Councillor Murdoch.
Do we have a seconder for that nomination? Councillor Shepherd? Do we have any other nominations? We still go to a vote. We still go to a vote. And the normal practice is that all nominated councillors have the right to speak for 5 minutes. So if you'd like to speak for 5 minutes prior to the vote, just to seal the deal.
Thank you, Councillor Trenery. I would like to take the opportunity, firstly, to thank again Councillor Murdoch for the nomination, and it actually means a lot to me that it comes from you, Barb, because Barb has been on council now for nearly 16 years and been a mayor and deputy mayor a number of times, and so it's an honour to be nominated by you. Thank you for that. It is actually a huge privilege to be the Mayor of Indigo Shire. I had the opportunity to do that for 2 years at the beginning of this term, and it was an enormous privilege for me, and I want to thank Council at that time for the support that was given to me. My approach to being the Mayor is really in line with what Councillor Gaffney has also been doing, is to build partnerships and build relationships with our community. We are a diverse team here on Indigo Shire. We represent very different views and different parts of the community, and I think that's a very healthy thing. And in my role as Mayor, I really hope that I can help us to work very well as a team, representing those diversity and differences that are our community, that we're all very proud of, and I know that everybody around this table is very committed to working for the best outcomes, despite and in line with our differences at times. I think from my own personal background that I'd like to take a solution-focused approach to issues. So as things come up, we need to always be working for improvement in everything we do. And I think that's an ethos of this whole community, of this whole council. And I know that the CEO backs that approach. So I'm very keen for us to continue with that approach and to look at how we, rather than just focusing on problems, actually look for solutions, and by doing that with the community. And I think the community of Indigo Shire, in all of its different townships, take amazing leadership and initiative of their own. So our job is to support that. I also think that in this role, I'm advocating on behalf of council and the community, and I intend to spend as much time as I can in Canberra and in Spring Street, because we are not resourced well enough to provide the services to meet the expectations of our communities, and that's not good enough. And I think that, as Councillor Gaffney has alluded to, strong advocacy is such an important part of this role, and I continue to build on the work that Bernie has done very well, and I know that my fellow councillors will be also involved in that. So thank you very much for the nomination, and I hope that if I'm successful that I'm able to provide leadership for a team that I feel very proud to be part of at Indigo Shire. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor O'Connor. I'll now call for the vote. Those in favour? Those against? Motion carried.
Division.
So a division's been called. Can I ask for those in favour? Councillor Shepherd, Councillor Goldsworthy, Councillor O'Connor, Councillor Price and Councillor Murdoch in favour. Councillor Trenery and Councillor Gaffney not. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, so that was quick. Thank you. So now I think we are moving to the election of the Deputy Mayor. So the role of the Deputy Mayor is to provide support and backup to the Mayor, particularly at times when the Mayor is absent from the council meeting. The term of the appointment is for 12 months, as the mayoral term will be, because of course we're coming to the end of the term. But I would like to say before we vote further that my intention is to work on actually developing the role of the Deputy Mayor and to be working in partnership with that person so that whoever's successful in that role plays a very active role in that. So I would like the nominees, potential nominees, to consider that because I think the role has always been sort of underused really, and we've had some great deputy mayors that have played quite a backseat role, and I'd like to see that change. So at this stage I will call for nominations, just to make sure I've got all that right. Do we have any nominations for Deputy Mayor? Councillor Gaffney.
Councillor Price.
Do you accept the nomination, Councillor?
Yes, I do.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Shepherd. Do I have any other nominations for Deputy Mayor? Going. Okay. So I'll put to the vote all those in favour of Councillor Sophie Price being Deputy Mayor. Yep. It's unanimous. Congratulations. And I would say I really am very much looking forward to working closely with you, Councillor Price, because I think you offer a great insight and perspective that this community really needs represented. You do that really well, and I think we're going to make a great team. Please.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say that I think that we're at a really critical point in our term. So I do think that this is a really crucial point for us as a council. We have 1 year left and we have so much that we want to achieve. And so I look forward to working with you all and with the community on exactly what we need to do for the remaining 12 months.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Okay, so now we come to the next part of this statutory meeting is the appointments to the council committees and external bodies. And it means reading through them all, so just please bear with us while we go through this process. And is the list, I've got the list but I haven't got the names. Sorry. Okay, thank you. I haven't got it with me. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so the first one is the Audit Committee. And I need 2 nominations for that. Current representatives are Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Price. Is there any change to that? Right, carried. Thank you. The Finance Committee? Yeah, Finance Committee. Currently, I believe Councillor Goldsworthy is the chair. Is there a move to change the chair? Okay. All right, so the members are at this stage Councillor Goldsworthy, Councillor Trenery, Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Gaffney is a sub. Are there any changes to that committee? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll step off the Finance Committee if you want to stay on it.
All right, so that means Councillor Murdoch, Councillor Gaffney, you'd be stepping on rather than sub, you'd be a member?
Thank you.
So we currently then have Councillor Trenery, Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Gaffney. I'll put that to you, yes, okay. So the makeup now is Councillor Trenery, Councillor Murdoch, Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Goldsworthy as sub. Is everyone in agreement with that? Oh no, we'll keep going. Any other changes to that one? Okay. Advisory committees. The Indigo Shire Community Grants Awards Advisory Committee. Oh, I'm going to... Well, the CEO Performance Review Committee is all councillors, so I won't... we don't need to change that. Indigo Community Access Committee. Sorry, we've got Councillor Trenery, Councillor Price and Councillor Murdoch is the sub. Do we continue with that membership? Yep, great. Thank you. Indigo Economic Development and Tourism Advisory Committee. The current members are Councillor Shepherd and Councillor Goldsworthy. Any changes to that? Oh. That's fine. And again, you can work that out at the committee level. Indigo Environment Advisory Committee, the current representatives are Councillor Shepherd and Councillor Price. Any changes to that? Both happy to stand? Great. Indigo Shire Community Grants Awards Advisory Committee, the councillors currently are Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Goldsworthy. Any willingness to change? Anyone else have interest in being on that committee? Leave it as is. Waggunya Rail Land Development Committee, Councillor Gaffney, Councillor Price and Councillor Murdoch is the sub. Any changes to that committee? Excellent. And then the Section 86 special committees, Barmutha Park Committee of Management is currently under review. Is that correct? Sorry, we're currently waiting.
It's out for comment.
It's out for comment. Yeah, sorry. The draft is out, so we won't name councillors for that at this stage.
We need reps while it still exists.
Okay.
But then there may be resolution over to.
All right, so we've got Councillor Price and Councillor Gaffney, both happy to remain on until the process is completed. Chiltern Goodshed Committee of Management, we've got Councillor Price and Councillor Murdoch. Rutherglen Wine Centre Board Special Committee, we have Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Murdoch. Yep. That's now an incorporated body, and I'm happy to remain on as the council representative, but it's no longer a committee of council. Is that correct, Councillor? Sorry. Yep. So I'll still be the councillor rep on it there. Alliance of Shires and Councils of the Upper Murray, AXM, and I think, yeah, the Mayor's the representative on that, so I'll attend that. ALGWA, Australian Local Government Women's Association, the 4 women councillors are currently members and will remain that way, I expect, to the end of the term. Golden Broken Greenhouse Alliance, we have Councillor Shepherd and Councillor Price as the sub. Are you happy to continue with that, Councillor Shepherd? Yes, unless someone else would like to do it. I think you do a great job on that committee. Hume Region Local Government Network, I'll be attending as the Mayor with the Deputy Mayor. Hume Yarrawonga Waterway Management Advisory Group, Councillor Murdoch, you happy to stay on that? And Lake Hume Recreational Coordinating Committee, Councillor Gaffney, are you happy to stay on that? We still haven't finished. This is the number of committees councils have to attend. The MAV, the Mayor is the representative on that, so I'll attend that. The Municipal Emergency Planning Committee, Councillor Goldsworthy, you're the rep on that and happy to remain that so? Great. With Councillor Shepherd as sub, are you happy to remain as sub? Municipal Fire Management Planning Committee, again, Councillor Shepherd and Councillor Gaffney is a sub. Are you happy to remain on that? Yep. Murray Arts, Councillor Shepherd is on that committee. Are you happy to continue with that? Murray to Mountain Strategic Direction Group, Councillor Shepherd with Councillor Gaffney as sub. Does that mean? I've no idea. Twice a year.
So it has been inactive, but it still exists as a committee. So we haven't wrapped it up yet. I think we should still keep it open just for a little while longer.
Okay. Are you happy to remain on the non-active committee? Okay, good. North East Waste Resource Recovery Group, Councillor Murdoch has been representing the council. Are you happy to continue with that?
I wouldn't mind being part of that or even as a sub.
As a sub? Great.
Yeah.
So Councillor Gaffney becomes a sub. Ovens and Murray Regional Assembly, Mayor and Deputy Mayor attend that. And last but not least, Rural Councils Victoria, I'll continue on that as in my role as elected to the board, separate to the role of Mayor.
So, Madam Mayor, can I just ask the North East Waste Recovery Group, your name's on there, was that still on there?
It was a bit unclear. Councillor Murdoch remained on there, and yeah, so I'm off that now. It's Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Gaffney. Yeah. Okay, done. Thank you, everybody, for that. So the motion is that council appoints the council representatives to the following external organisations and council committees as detailed and outlined. Do I have someone to move that?
I just could say as amended.
As amended.
Yes.
Okay, good. Moved by Councillor Murdoch, seconded by Councillor Goldsworthy. All those in favour? Carried. Okay. And does that bring us to the end? No. Sorry, I'm looking at the
Go to the front running sheet, yeah.
Where are we?
Oh, very front.
Appointment, that one. Council meeting schedule and administration. Sorry,
Yeah, look at that.
it's a bit confusing.
Go to 5 point.
Here we go. Thank you. Here we go. Right, so the 2019-20 council meeting schedule and administration, the recommendation is the council sets the following meeting dates. I'm not going to read them all out. There's one in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December, but not October. Caretaker mode. Oh, that's right, of course. And we also make sure that we notify the gallery that the meeting is live streamed and recorded. We acknowledge the original custodians of the land, and we reconfirm the councillor oath, and that determines that councillors provide periodic reports to council with the following content and frequency. The mayoral diary of appointments is provided monthly. Councillors provide a written report on funded development activities or trips as determined by the councillor in conjunction with the mayor, and that councillors are able to provide a verbal report monthly of no more than 2 minutes on their activities that are of importance to the community. But I can be flexible about that, I do believe, as the chair. Do I have someone to move the recommendation? Thanks, Councillor Trendery. Sorry. Yes, CEO.
So I just noticed a typo that the following dates are for 2020, not 2019.
Okay.
In the recommendation, sorry.
Thank you.
I can make that a change.
That's okay. Are you still happy to move that, Councillor Trendery? Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Price. All those in favour? Carried. And 5.7, the determination of the council and mayoral allowance. The recommendation is that council reviews the mayoral and councillor allowance in accordance with section 74(1) of the Local Government Act 1989. Set the councillor allowance at the top of category 1 as determined by the Minister of Local Government. Sets the mayoral allowance at the top of category 1 as determined by the Minister for Local Government. Authorises the CEO to commence the section 223 consultation process in relation to the allowance level, and confirms the allowance level if no submissions are received. Do I have someone to move that recommendation? Councillor Price, seconded Councillor Murdoch. Does anyone want to speak to that motion? I thought you might, Councillor
Yeah,
Trendery.
I'm happy to. I'm one of the biggest ones in regards to saving money and making sure we get value for money, and the work that councillors do. At $20,000 they receive, it costs money being on here. We're glorified volunteers, and I'm happy with that. I think that's fantastic. But every councillor and the mayor earns every cent that's on here.
Any other comments on that, Councillor Gaffney?
The mayoral role is a full-time role, and you often start work early in the morning and don't get home till late at night, driving along roads to dodge kangaroos and deer, and I think you deserve every cent of it.
Thanks for the reminder. Any other comments? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. And I now have come to the end of the meeting, so I'd like to thank everybody for their attendance. Sorry? Yep. I'd like to thank everyone for their attendance, and I look forward to working with my fellow councillors, the team at Indigo Shire, with my Deputy Mayor, Councillor Price, and with the community for our last year in this term of Indigo Shire Council. Thank you all very much.